He's human, just like all of us, right? We're all human beings on here, yeah, and we live life, and we're doing this thing called life. And one thing I will say, as he's putting this company together, he's putting it together for we the people. And he's no novice. This is not his first rodeo ride. For the ones that have known Nick for what, couple decades, knowing his background, he's for decades he's been building systems within the industry. And and that's what's so beautiful about his background, is that many people, and I've seen, what is his background? What has he done? Who is this Nick guy, right? But guys, as we see the progression of Veritas Vault, as you're going to hear tonight, some of the updates, and as we start to experience the beauty of what he's putting together for us, and many of you are already experiencing it, and the ones who are here for the first time will hopefully be part of the process and part of the experience that we're all experiencing. So without further ado, I want to introduce Nick Allen. He is the lead developer. He's the founder, the brains behind Veritas Vault, and he's going to share the latest and greatest updates with everyone. So Nick, yield the mic to you, sir. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that introduction. I really appreciate that, Dr. Steve. And it's been a joy working with you as well. I didn't know Dr. Steve either, but he comes, highly recommended, has owned his own, companies before successfully, travels the globe, has contacts, from Asia to Africa, is doing some wonderful charity work, And it's a joy to work with you, as well as the rest of the advisory. So, yeah, of course. So anyway, let me forgot my video here. And also, Dr. Steve, if you can make me host, that would be great. I'm going to do a screen share shortly.
This came out the car. Don't do nothing with this until I read it, please. It was on the windshield.
Dr. Steve, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. We're working on that for you right now.
Okay. Well, I can go ahead and get started. I'm not going to share for a few minutes. But anyway, you guys called it. We got almost 250 people on this call tonight, which is delightful, absolutely delightful. And as most of you know, the token action, as we called it on Monday, okay, we called it. So here we are. I mean, we've broken, new records. We've had over 200 transactions, just in the last 24 hours. We're up 13, 14%. And that's good to see. But today, is about going deeper, right? So I've got some house cleaning stuff I want to go over with you that I know has been up in the Telegram group, and some exciting news, as I promised. And hopefully I can deliver a really clear vision for the future. It's October, guys, right? And there's going to be I feel like, you remember that old cartoon of Mickey Mouse? And he's like cleaning and he's going like this, and you've got the mops going and the buckets pouring water and all this other crazy stuff. That's literally how I feel every day. So if I don't get back to you all personally, like I desire to do, just know that behind the scenes I am rocking it. So I'm going to cover a lot of these issues for you today. Welcome to October, and let's start with like I said, some house cleaning stuff. So the DAO sponsorship, there's approximately 160 of those, out of the 2,700 members that we have, although that is regrettable. And I touched on this a little bit on Monday, but I just want to make it clearer today. That oversight and that learning curve that we had to go through. I know it's painful and I know it's tedious, but we can't actually, from a technical side, repair that for you. I wish we could, right? I've been praying and wishing that we could, but if we tried to do that, I want you guys to understand it's not out of laziness or anything like that. It's because we can literally break the entire genealogy. All right. I'm not saying that's impossible, but we can literally break it. So, if you just take the little effort, and I'm going to go through step by step, for you guys to individually, realign your sponsorships, the ones that, are affected by this. And then I also have a grander solution I'll share with you in a moment that'll help prevent this from ever happening again. So basically, the first step is to create a new wallet. Okay, so you can, let's say you're using Trust Wallet, you can set up another maybe MetaMask wallet or Token Pocket wallet, doesn't matter. Only takes a few minutes to do. Just make sure you notate your 12-word key phrase so that you can restore the wallet should that be necessary. Or the simplest path is to just go into whatever Web3 wallet you have, add a new wallet to the existing wallet that you used, and then just use that wallet as your new wallet that you're going to be attaching to your sponsor. So that's step one. Second, you want to transfer a little BNB, right? So set up, by default, it's typically Ethereum. So just add the BNB chain, add a little bit of BNB, and that's as simple, particularly if you're doing a secondary wallet, it's as simple as just, transferring to that new wallet. Piece of cake. And then add VVA token, like you did originally, and add DAI. The second step is to personally, go back under the main wallet, go back in there, and what I want you to do is I want you to unstake your VVA. Okay, this is the best process, and I'll tell you why in more detail in a moment. But go in there and just simply unstake all of the currently staked VVA, and then that's going to go into your wallet, and then you transfer that to the new account. Easy. Once that's done, make sure that your sponsor has given you their correct referral ID. Even if you had it from 3-4 weeks ago, contact them and say, okay, what's your referral ID link? They'll provide you with that. Go to the website using that link, and then immediately click on Connect Wallet. When you connect wallet, you'll see on the dashboard, it'll say you've been invited by 0x, blah, 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 blah. So make note of that, confirm that that is your wallet sponsor, your sponsor's wallet, and then immediately go to the staking page and then stake the VBA that you just unstaked under their sponsorship. Once you do that, everything's done. You're permanently attached to your sponsor. Whatever you do in the system, they'll get rewarded and credited for it. So it can be a tedious process. Like I said, I wish it wasn't so, but with the growing pains that we've had, it's a small price to pay to really make sure that you start building your genealogy the way that you need to. If you need any additional help with that process, we can provide you with written instructions if need be. You've got plenty of resources in the Telegram group, and then a lot of you are in direct communication with the advisory board, so they'll be happy to help you there as well. Okay. So just like I said, energy and persistence conquers all things, right? So once we're beyond that, like I'll explain in a moment, we do have a path to make sure this complication never happens again. So sorry it started off on a damp note, but please let's start getting that taken care of, because we're growing at leaps and bounds right now, leaps and bounds. And after I share what I'm going to share with you today, I don't see that tapering off anytime soon. So thank you for that. Also, on another minor note regarding that issue, some of you kind of really know the system, because you've known me, been connected to me or some of the leaders. And I am aware that there's some shortcuts that people are taking in the process I just described. Some people are just going in there and just transferring the SVA to the new wallet and just being done, right? That won't work, okay? And if you do try it, it won't work well. I've gotten notices from a couple people on this call. I'll call out Ryan and Mr. Landry on that one. I did get that notice, and I do know why that didn't work the way it was anticipated, because it was never programmed to. Okay, so although visually it might look like it worked, it doesn't. So even though you have to wait another 24 hours to claim it by doing it the way I've described, it's the best for you. It's the absolute best for you. And as a matter of fact, just to prevent that from happening, we're going to be disabling the transfer of SVBA tomorrow. So you won't be able to do it even if you try. So just keep that in mind. All right. And I I explained, and I'm super excited about this. I wish I could pull it off faster, but we've got some more primary goals that we're looking at. But by next week, okay, by next week, mid to late at the latest, I'm going to go ahead and program in a pop-up box. And I've done this for other projects. I don't know why it didn't occur to me originally. But what will happen is when moving forward, when you are given your inviter's link and you click on it and you go to the dashboard, when you click Connect Wallet, we're going to have a pop-up. It'll say you have been personally invited by, wallet ID, blah, 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 blah. If this is your sponsor, press here to continue. Now, the beauty of this is when you press here to continue, we're actually going to attach the sponsor and the child together at that moment, regardless if you bought token, have token, want a stake, want to buy bonds, whatever. So that process will completely alleviate this little hiccup that we've had with that. So be looking out for that, and it'll be very, very, very easy. Okay. Unilevel reward payout. Okay, that's been another concern that we've seen pop up in the Telegram trap quite a bit. So even though you already know, some of you, let me explain. They're on the launch last week. Okay, and this has something to do with me not fully communicating this to the programmer when I showed him the chart. But the way that it was calculated, effective Friday, it's been fixed as of today. It's done deal. But they were thinking that where it shows like you recruited 4 people, right? The way I had it on the chart was you have level 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 people and then 4th level. So they were thinking that you had to have 4 personally sponsored on like the 4th level to qualify. So that was never the case. So that's been fixed. It was a very, very simple fix. So even though you might see a miscalculation, that's all taken care of. So if you recruit 1 person and you have, at least, 100 stakes yourself, then you qualify for that 18%. And then down the chart. So if you recruited 12 people, right, and you have a minimum of 10,000 SBA staked, then you qualify for all levels of the Unilevel. If you need a refresher on that, contact your sponsor. We've got documentation out. So if you have any confusion about that, please let us know. Additionally, when you look at the genealogy tree view, okay, if you're looking at your rewards page, you will see the chart. And by the way, everybody in your genealogy should now be showing green. Yesterday, we took care of that. So there's no further need for you to go in there and like unstake 0.004, or whatever, 0.001 in order to attach yourself to the new smart contract. So that's all been done for you. We ran it through a script on that, so that does not have to be done. So just check your genealogies and make sure that's all looking good to you. If there's any variations with that, be welcome to let us know. Now, because that is the case, when you go to the referral page, and I'm trying to like draw this in my mind, but you'll see like on a regular basis now, right, that you're getting the 18% of your personally sponsored people based on qualification level dropped into that display every 8 hours. And it'll continue to go up and up and up until you claim it. Now, when you're looking at the genealogy view, and we're going to change that whole interface too, right? That's coming. But the way that it shows now, you see them as green, and then it says something to the effect of next reward payout, and then you have a figure there. And let's just say that figure is 0.25, whatever. Okay, 0.25. That is that'll be the first 8-hour epoch. When you go back the next day, it'll show, let's say everything stays the same. It'll show 0.50, then 0.75, and then 1, and then 1.25. Are you following me? So the view there is not, it's miswritten, but that's your accumulated for that sponsored person. Okay. So if let's say you go to the website today, you glance at it, you come back next week, you haven't taken any claim rewards, you're still going to see that tally there. The second that you claim those rewards, all of those dots go back to 0. Okay. And then the next 8 hours, you'll see it tabulate again. So I hope that's clear. So in short, the genealogy view shows your accumulated since your last claim of the rewards you gained from that person. And like I said, we're muddling through this as fast as we can, but that whole view is going to change. We'll have additional reporting features there, as far as how much they staked and everything else. So you kind of cross-reference that. And I'm going to be super excited about that because I already know how that view is going to look, and that'll dispel any confusion that you see, particularly for the larger teams. Because I know the way we got it bent out, That's a lot. And when you're looking at a unit level, you know, that's not good. So that's coming. That's going to be hot. You're going to love it. All right. So let's see here. Oh yeah, the Diamond League. I mentioned this a little bit on Monday, but I'm a little bit more zoned in on timeline now. So the Diamond League, which I know all of you leaders are extremely, extremely excited about. Around mid-month, October, you know, let's say second, third week, that'll be completely operational, visible. We're creating an additional page where you can track it. And then now that I'm a little bit more conscious of how you guys see your organizations, we're going to have a brand new view just to show you your volume and your complete unit level, your qualifiers from, you know, Pioneer going all the way up to Vault Master. So that'll be extremely exciting. And once that goes live, of course, you'll be able to start claiming those rewards and getting those big bonuses, big bonuses. So excited about that. And we're making progress on that. Something too, and I'm going to go ahead and share my screen because I'm super stoked, and Barry's on the call. All right, what do I want to do? Share. And let's do. Okay, I'll just share my window. Let that up. Kidding. Share. Okay. All right, hopefully you guys can see my screen. A minute here.
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, good. Good. All right, so this, I know some of you have seen it, depending on what teams you're coming in with. But this was created by Barry Monies. All right, and a big shout out and a big thank you to you, Barry. He's been using this in his own team to help better explain how to estimate, you know, if you stake, let's say 1,000, you know, a DAI to VBA. And then you want to know, well, hey, in 30 days and 90 days, you know, based on the averages of the rebase rewards, you know, how much can I make passively? So I love this view. I love the fact that it actually populates the current price, which you'll see there, which is nice, makes it easy. And then you could go ahead and, you know, just put in token staked. So let's say you did, I don't know, 500 tokens. It shows you USD value here. I hope people can see that, but I'm going to put the link in the chat. And please remember, this is like beta. So I don't want you really using it like just globally and blasting it out on Facebook and stuff, because we want to, number one, you know, Barry's been extraordinarily kind to basically donate it to the DAO. So I'll be taking this interface, blending it with the existing dashboard design, and then placing that on the staking page. So it'll be accessible to everybody. But I mean, this is basically how it works out now. But if you go down, what I'm super excited about is down here. So for those of you that are tracking, let's say your level 1 VBA staking for your team. So let's say your team has a total of, you can just pull this out of the air, let's say 20,000 VBA. All right, that's 50,000 USD, right? And then let's say you have a total of 5 personally sponsored that are qualified. And you see how that lit up green for you? And then it also shows you your potential daily override earnings. So this is a really good way, you know, particularly as we move forward, you know, getting the Diamond League bonuses and your teams really start to take off. I mean, you can just go in here and you can do it USD or VBA. Let's say you got, I don't know, let's say 15,000 on your second level. Okay. It shows you the VBA equivalent, calculates your percentage, and then shows you what your override earnings could be. And as that starts to grow, let's say that goes up to 150,000, right? You know, that's basically what your potential daily overrides are. And then, of course, you know, as you move down, you can track it much better. So absolutely love it. Thank you so much, Barry. I won't harp on that anymore. Let me go ahead and stop the share there on that piece. Additionally, and I'm really proud and excited to announce this as well. Barry is now going to be available to you all. We brought him into the fold officially as of yesterday. So he'll be a part of the advisory team. He'll be helping you, you know, work through your issues. He'll be on the conference calls. And just for those of you, I know he's been on the conference calls quite a bit, which we're enthusiastic about. But as a global advisor, and he's extraordinarily distinguished cybersecurity pioneer who's advised, Homeland Security, has kind of helped protect systems against cyber attacks, international terrorism. He's a blockchain expert. He's founded his own fintech company in the past, as well as is CEO of his existing company, which is Computronics. You can do a search on that. He's written a very well received book on cybersecurity and his own personal experiences. He's been featured in Forbes. He's met presidents. There's pictures all over his LinkedIn on that. So I'm just telling you, it's good to walk, side by side with so many giants in this industry, between, Scott and, now Barry, Dr. Steve. I mean, we've got the A team. Okay, we've definitely got the A team going on, and it'll continually expand. Like last week, we had Dr. Kamaz on, right? Again, book writer, spiritual leader, is doctor to, people like Tony Robbins and the royal family of Thailand, and just crazy stuff. So I'm saying that not to really impress you, but I just want to press upon you that you're in good company, and we're all leaders, right? And you guys, as you grow with us, if you want to become a leader or outstand, you're already great. But if you want to dive deeper, into more of the core of the community, our doors are wide open. All you have to do is reach out, and we want the best of the best, all right, to grow this as best and as good as it can be. So welcome aboard, Barry. Okay. Now we're getting into the more exciting stuff here. All right. So all of the founders, we had 207 initial founders. And this was before the website, this was before the program was done, and through the extraordinary passion of our core advisory board, they brought in about 207 people, right, to be founders. And for those that don't know, it was basically either 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, or 5,000 initial deposit to become a founder. All of those founders, and we had many discussions about this with you guys. The deal was I would not lock up. I mean, because all the founders got token at like 38, 39 cents. All right, day one. And you see where we're at now. So, but the deal with that, and kind of like typical DeFi, culture, is the reward for being a founder is typically locked for 12 months. Meaning that the token allocation, instead of it, going on PancakeSwap, being readily available, being able to stake it right away, they would lock that up, that bonus, the bonus up. We decided not to do that because I'm, very generous, very trustworthy. What I mean? I trust people, maybe sometimes more than is practical, but we did that, and so. The additional promise, right? The additional cookie was to provide all the founders, not only with those initial cheap tokens, not only not lock them up for you, but was to provide a 5% bonus pool of our initial token distribution that would be divided equally among those 207 people. And then those tokens would be locked for the 12-month period. So we're about, 50 days in so far. So it's time to deliver on that. So that just so that with the calculation, it's 97,500 tokens divided amongst 207 people. And then what we're going to do is we're going to create that pool next week. The only delay with that has been how to handle the airdrop piece. So essentially every month for the next 12 months for all of the founders, hope you're excited about this, you're going to get 1/12 of your allocation. Now, here's the caveat, okay? And again, give me until next week because I really want to write this up because I know a lot of people are going to be concerned about this. The deal was that the founders wouldn't sell their tokens. And what happened was that, people had bills to pay. I get it, So they took their founding tokens and they sold them. Some sold a little bit, some sold a lot. So next week sometime, and I'll update you more on Monday, and then maybe by Wednesday or end of the week, we'll implement this. So to be fair, you know, to the people that, let's say they put in 5,000 to be founders, they've been staking them since day one, and another person put in 5,000, but they sold half of them. Okay. So to sweeten up the pot and to reward the people that kept their word, what we're going to do is we're going to do a snapshot next week. So even though you might have initially bought the 5,000 in initial deposit tokens at 38.5 cents, what we're going to do is do a snapshot. So if you only have 2,500 of them left out of the 5,000, then that's going to be the calculation for your reward pool distribution. So hope you guys like that. That's going down. And, you know, if you take 207 people divided by almost 100,000 tokens, that'll be a sweet little extra bonus that you'll get for the entire year on top of everything else that we've done and accomplished together. So I'm loving that. I'm loving that. Somebody's loving that over there. All right. So that's awesome. All right. So more good news. On Monday, I had mentioned that we were going to do a burn party today, and I was super stoked about it. All right. It would be like our first burn, and we were going to burn like a lot of tokens. But I got to talking with the advisory board and on good counsel to some of our other leaders. And what we decided to do, instead of burning those tokens, because we're blazing right now, right? So we don't have to burn tokens to, you know, have a good day. So what the consensus was, well, why don't we just take all those tokens that we're going to throw in the garbage, and why don't we just give them away in promotion and contest? And I thought about it, and I was like, okay, yeah, we got plenty of time to burn token. And I want to keep the enthusiasm really going strong here, guys. So the great news here, what I've been super excited about since yesterday, is that we're going to do a token allotment of 100,000 VBA tokens, which has a rough value of about 250,000, okay, in DAI right now. On Monday, I'll give you the qualifications, because, you know, the initial thought was to do it just simply based on, hey, if you can bring 5 people in, you know, a minimum of 5 VBA, then you would get rewarded. But I know for some people that's easier, and some people it's not. So I want to do a combination of not just performance or volume, but maybe social share as well. The most complex thing from my vantage point here is managing such a plan, because we have 2,700 people. By then we could be 3,000, whatever. So give me until Monday. It'll be achievable. Everybody will be able to, you know, win something, because I'm really intent on that, not just big leaders, which will make out like fat cats probably, but I want everybody to participate and get super excited about this contest. So instead of burning that 250,000, we're going to give it away. And the promotion will last throughout the month of October. So that gives you time, you know, to build up and grow and, you know, exceed records. And I want some good tracking on it. So that'll be pushed through more than likely a third-party service, so that it's fair, it's visible, you know, immutable, because, you know, we're going to have the tokens there, you know, in that pot, so we can't change things later on. So anyway, I'm super stoked about that. I hope you are. So, all right. So also some great news. I want to share with you, you know, it means a lot to the community for us to have leadership growing up from within. Okay. And I want to give a very, very special thanks and shout out and high five to 2 of our newest Telegram moderators, Slavic the Messenger, my man. Most of you've known him or seen his videos. And also we promoted Barbara Allen to moderator as well, because she's always in there, all times of the weird night, wherever you live in the world, Barbara. So thank you for your dedication. And also I want to know and put out an offer there. You know, if anybody has like a unique skill, or maybe you're keeping track of the token price, you know, maybe you're an expert already in the way the reward payments go out. You know, if you have an interest there, we'd love to bring more people on the team. But you guys are absolutely stellar, and I hope that comes through. Additionally, when you do get a message from a moderator or an advisor on the group, you know, you can pretty much take that to gospel, right? So they will have had run that by me. So their comments have more weight than just somebody guessing what happened. So thank you, guys. All right. Something too. I've already started on the overall, overhaul and rebranding of the not just the website, but the marketing materials, color scheme, logos, the whole nine. And you're going to see traction on that through the end of the month. But believe me, as I can, I'll try to share that experience with you, because it's gonna. I wish I had words for you guys to understand, what a dynamic, world-class company is doing our stuff right now. Okay, so I'm super excited about that. Also, this is a little teaser for Monday. I'll have more detail by then, but we're going to bring the bonds back. Yay! All right, everybody's been asking for bonds again. So I've now that we're kind of like coasting, on the basic, the staking working and being able to do this, do that. So now it's time to continue that growth pattern. So like I said, the Diamond League's going to be about mid-month. I'm more than likely going to bring bonds back next week and really sweeten up that offer. All right. So instead of doing like short-term bonds, we're going to provide a larger discount on current price, right? And then we're just going to make the bonds a little bit longer. But you'll still be able to every day claim a little bit of that, put it in your staking, sell it, whatever you got to do there. So more information on Monday in that regard. And I just hope everybody's happy, right? I'm learning to really enjoy. I'm typically a pretty shy person, but I'm really starting to enjoy these update calls, and I hope they're helping you in your efforts and your faith in Veritas Vault and Vault and what we're about. So just continue moving, continue forward movement on where we're at, and you'll see that, like I said, step by step by step. I've got my programming team stable. We've got our direction stable. Woo. And like I said, you guys are my day and my night, my sun and my moon. So I'm glad to see that you're starting to see the results that I always knew we would achieve. And again, this is just the beginning. We're 50-something days in. Once we get through October, we start burning into November, which is always typically a good time in this type of industry and space to do well, with everybody coming up on Christmas. Like I said, these promotion, these pools, better management and automation. So thank you guys for hanging in there, and I couldn't be more thrilled and excited to be your servant here. So at the end of the day, we know what we're doing. We know what we're doing.
Nick,
Yeah.
it's Linda.
Hey, Linda.
I want
Where's Linda? Okay. All right. Yeah, let's hold off on that. If we need to connect, we certainly can, Linda.
no. It's how I built my team. It's unbelievable, because you could sit down and say, okay, Barbara, what do you need monthly to live the lifestyle you wanted to? And let's say she said 10,000. We put in how many people she would need on line 1 and how many people she needed on line 2 to get to that amount. So she had a target. It wasn't pie in the sky. Everybody on my team had a target of what they needed to get to the number they wanted. It was fabulous.
The calculator, right? Barry's
Yeah,
calculator.
fabulous.
Oh yeah, I'm beyond thrilled. I mean, like I said, I could have imagined something that hot. So I'm glad. I hope everybody else has the same success with that, for sure. But anyway, guys, that's all I have for today. I know we've got a couple other new presenters coming on to talk, but just keep, like I said, holding the faith, keep inviting, keep enjoying your tokens and your rewards. And like I said, more to come, faster, bigger, stronger than ever. So on that note, thank you so much, Dr. Steve. I'll hand it back to you, brother.
Wow.
Could I ask a
Wow.
brief question?
Nick, after that, I don't know how I could, continue, man. I'm still trying to digest all that great news. I'm just excited. Inside of me is just jumping for joy, man. Thank you for sharing that amazing news. I know everyone in this call is just elated, and I know that they're definitely beside themselves right now because they've been waiting for this, right? They've been waiting, and they've been waiting, and the waiting is no more, man. Thank you so much, Nick. Appreciate that, man. So, all right, guys. So we have a gentleman that's reigning from Colorado. He's been in the crypto space now for over 10 years. He's an expert on reading the charts, expert on wallets. I mean, this is just a space he has a passion for. And he's going to share with everyone because I know a lot of people looking at the charts and don't know what's going on, seeing red and green. It's like, is it Christmas all over again? Well, after what Nick just said, trust me, it's Christmas all over again, right? And we're drawing near to Christmas. But guys, without further ado, I'd like to bring on Mr. Chris Craybaum, and he's going to actually share some light on some stuff you guys been wondering about. So, Mr. Chris, the mic is yours, sir.
Hey, thank you, Dr. Steve. Wow, yeah, how are we supposed to follow that, right?
I know, right?
Thrilled to hear about Barry coming on board. Thrilled to hear about the marketing that's coming. So I'm gonna let that settle in for a second, but I am gonna share my screen in just a moment. I want to talk about the chart, but first I'd like to talk a little bit about what Veritas really means and what we have here, what maybe some of you have even just now stumbled into. What seemed like a little rocky, rough starting of a project. This is still the smoothest DeFi token launch I've ever been a part of. Typically, they don't even make it this far. So at Veritas, we really do. We want to be guardians of the truth. We want to be guardians of the power of the truth of Veritas and the DeFi staking protocol that we have, which is meant to run for a long, long time. We're just getting started. Now I'm going to share my screen here. Hey, how come? Don't be that guy, right? Okay. There we go. Let me know, someone, if you can see that.
No, we can't see it yet.
And
There we go. It's coming up. There we go. We can see it.
okay, good. All right, good. So here's our project. Here's our storyline, our timeline, everything that we've done through. Every night you've stayed up late helping someone with a wallet, it's on this chart. We own this chart, guys. Just some real simple things. When we started down here back on August 12th, so what, we're a month and a half in. Again, this is uncharted territory, as I'll show you. So we did get off to a great start. And we had the benefit of not being able to unstake here at the beginning because it wasn't working. So that was good. Little trepidation. But you notice how it bounced right on this trend line. And just to give you an idea, this was at the end of August. So this right here is 2 weeks in, August 30th. I'm going to show you something real quick. Take this blue line here. From August 12th to that August 30th, that was 198% gain, even with the dump that we want to call this, the first dump that we had. Most of you on this call weren't even in the project yet. So as we move forward, we quickly gained traction and went to a new all-time high on September 3rd. Today's October 1st. So again, I'm just giving you reference. What were you doing September 3rd? Were you in Veritas yet? It's okay. Look, we've basically been flat since then. We only just broke through this upper tier, which I'll call about $2.18. We only just broke through today, this morning. So again, we're so early. It's just crazy. Let me take this line and take it all the way to the top. Veritas now has appreciated about 562% since the token launched. So that is literally about a 45-degree angle. That is a hell of a trend line. And we have then one other line you'll notice here is this line here. This is our support line. And if you look how well it fits right in here at 180, right there at 180, it's touching it over and over and over again. So this is really healthy. And so now that we've bounced off of that, we've actually made it all the way back up to the trend line. So thank you everybody that's come in this week to basically just keep us right on track. Look at the perfect symmetry of that chart. All right, so there's a lot of information tonight. We're almost an hour in, and so I won't belate the point. Dr. Steve, again, my name's Chris, and I live in Idaho, not Colorado.
I apologize.
And it's okay. There's some big states out here. It's easy to get lost. But I want to throw it back to you, and I'm just very, very appreciative and let me come on tonight and share this information. And I'd love to come back and do the weather again sometime. So thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you, Chris. That was actually very informative. I learned a few things, you know, and understanding, you know, the charts. And I think pretty much everyone here who don't know how to read a chart, I learned a few things as well, you know, and understanding how healthy it is. A lot of times we see the dips and then, you know, the ups and panic goes in, right? And emotion takes over and people do some crazy things, right? But thank you for explaining, you know, how healthy that chart looks to everyone. So, well, guys, listen, we've had just an amazing night. I think everyone is still digesting that information that Nick shared with us. You know, I know how it is. It's like, you know, you're hungry, and by the time you know, finally eat a good meal and it sets in the bottom of your tummy, you just want to like take a good nap, right? And let that food digest. And that's what I feel like right now. It's like that was just an amazing, healthy meal that we all been waiting for. And as you heard, I mean, there's a lot of great things on the horizon. You know, we've heard from Chris, so we're going to hear from other amazing speakers, and like you know, Nick mentioned, just the caliber of individuals from the space and outside of the space that are part of Veritas Vault. You know, it's just mind-boggling. You know, I spoke to several leaders who said, man, you know, some of the names that I see involved in Veritas Vault, I mean, they're like, I can't believe it that they're part of Veritas Vault. If they're part of Veritas Vault, that's saying a lot about Veritas Vault in this project. And guys, you know, here we are today, right? And like I said in the previous webinars, yes, there are bumps in the road and nothing's perfect. Life isn't perfect, right? But look, we deal with it. We take it in strides, but each day is a new day. Each day is a new beginning, and we get to reset life, right? Each day we wake up, and each of us woke up, we had air in our lungs, we woke up, and it's a new day. And it's a new day for Veritas Vault as well. And so, you know, just put your seatbelts on. We're on for an amazing ride with Veritas Vault. And I just want to thank all the, again, like Nick thanked, all the leaders that have been here from the very beginning, that believed and, you know, righted this roller coaster with us. And then for all the new prospects that are on with us that were invited, thank you for joining us to just get this amazing update. So Monday through Thursday, Mondays and Wednesdays will be our update calls. And then Tuesdays and Thursdays will be our overview calls. So mark your calendar, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, same link, you want to be here. So tomorrow we will see everyone at 9 p.m. for overview call, and we'll have some amazing speakers as well towards the end. So with that, you guys be blessed, be highly favored, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.